Somebody asked me if I only had $5, what is it that I would do? Right? I've grown $100 to I believe 100K, $200 to 20 plus K. Done small numbers, never done $5. But if I had to do it, I would do it this way you're gonna see in the video. Right? I'll explain exactly what I'm gonna do and how I would do it. So that way it'll help you on your journey. You feel me? But before I do that, I gotta give you a scripture today. We're gonna go with Galatians 6:9. Do not grow weary in doing good, for you will reap a harvest if you do not give up. Understand on this journey, it is not going to be easy, but it's worth it. Remember why you're doing this. Remember, you're trying to change generations. You're trying to break generational curses. You're trying to change your family's lineage, and you're just trying to provide for yours. You know what I'm saying? So that way y'all can live good. You know what I mean? So remember that on this journey because that will keep you going. As long as you do not give up, you will reap your harvest. All right? Let's get into this video. All right. So if I only had $5 in my account, all right, I'm gonna either use 10 for the win or zones, mainly probably longer trades just to give me more room because you don't got a lot to play with. All right, now I gotta start small, $1. 10 for the win, for those of you who don't know, it's when the candle is outside the Keltner channel, right at the top or the bottom. Then you usually do a 10 minute. If it's out at the top, you usually do a 10-minute sale or I say 7 to 10 minutes or 5 depending on, but it's made for 10-minute trades, but 7 to 10 minutes, or if it's out at the bottom, 7 to 10-minute buy, right? Zones, of course, is just areas that previously rejected. So playing around with either one of them and just trying to find the best setup possible that makes sense. This one's saying we got sell resistance coming up, which I can already see it on the M1. The only thing with zones is I may have to place multiple entries because it's on a lower time frame. So something to look out for. But I do see some good rejection coming up. Whether we're gonna get the 1 minute hold. And my rules would also be I would only trade Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, and I would not trade OTC. The reason why Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays only is because those are the best days to trade, period, anyway. Because again, Monday market can do whatever it wants. It's unstable, it's a trap day, so and then the reason why I know OTCs is just because my account's so small and I know they'll eventually play with me, and that just causes emotional trading because you'll be trying to revenge trade back and do all that. So at least I know if I lost over here, then I would be straight. So I'm trying to see if I want to take this trade or do I want to wait. So that's AUD shift. Let me go look at AUD USD. I know this has been hovering for a while, so I don't know if it already made this move yet or not. Yeah, it did. Okay, so that was earlier. So it already made this 10-minute drop over there, which is good. I believe. Let me see. 6:30, maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe we still got time, yeah, because it's coming out. So we might be able to form an M on there too. So I'll keep my eyes on this one as well. We got another one, CAD JPY. Let me see how that looks. Oh, that's only 54%. So the goal is just to just find the best setup. We don't want to rush it. Come down to 1 minute in case I got to place a 1 minute trade. Really with smaller account, usually higher time frame trades work best so you can get that result that you want. So we might end up doing that, but I'm just trying to see. Yeah, because it's outside the Keltner on the N15 too, so probably a 10-minute trade. But right now I think I'm trying to see where I'm following the price line. And then we got another one that just popped in on the 10 for the win signal. So okay, so I'm really curious to see what this is gonna do. You know what, I'm gonna do a 5. It's always tough with these because of the pattern. It ain't been doing too much. but I want to do a 6-minute sale right here. I'm gonna do a 6-minute sale on AUD Chef. Even though it's based off a zone, it came outside the Keltner, so 6 minutes, maybe too long, maybe perfect. We're gonna see. I needed to do this, so if it can do that again, we straight. You know what I mean? If we can come down, break below a little bit. But if not, only thing is, I am going kind of against the trend. So, you know, it's kind of one of those situations. But based off the M15, we look like we need to push down either here or somewhere in here before we turn back around. All right, so it looked like it got a little room. As you can see on the M15, it's been sitting at the top of the Keltner, so we'll see how that plays out. See if it can hold for 5 more minutes. But if it decides to keep going, because this could be a pullback, if it decides to keep going, chances are it's probably gonna go somewhere in these areas up there. Let me show you. Somewhere probably up in here later. But right now, we're looking decent. All right. But yeah, this is what I would be doing, because it's not easy to grow a small account at all. So I don't like this candle right here. This candle lets me know that we might start going back up, you know, but we'll see. We still got sell signals over here, so that's a good sign. And then we still are coming down on the stochastic, so that's a good sign. Okay, so we were pretty much in profit the whole time until the end. So don't know how this one's about to play out, because we're back in profit, but we could be going in and out of profit. Okay, 10 seconds left. So since this is not, hold on. Can you push through 4 seconds left? Okay, so we didn't get that one. Only reason why I didn't double up is just because I got to be careful. Gots to be careful. We only working with $4, so that one didn't work out. So if I would have did probably a 4-minute trade, 5-minute trade, I would have got it. That extra minute messed me up, but that's okay. GBP USD. I know this probably sold already. Yep, because I'm like, it called it over here and it called it over here. And it called it based off M15, H4, H1. Oh yeah, it called some higher time frames, so. Oh man, look at that. Oh yeah. You know what? I'm gonna do a 12-minute trade over here. And I'm gonna risk $2.50. No, 12-minute sale. All right, so we're gonna go for a 12-minute sale on GBP USD, and the reason why I'm doing that is because I believe that we're gonna get some type of drop soon, which would only leave me with $1.90 left if this does not go. But with it being so high on the stochastic, man, on the H1, I'm like, surely you got to come down eventually. Even the H4 is wild. And we're pretty much at the peak of this right here. Let me show you. This zone right here on the H4, we're pretty much at the peak of it. Of both of these, where we got amazing drops. So we should get some type of dope drop out of this situation, is what I'm hoping for. You know what I mean? At least pull back, you know what I'm saying, and then start coming down here. But this, like, says H4, so it's 2 hours left on that candle. Now, whether he do that, even if we just get a pullback like this right here, which we kind of there, if he can pull back to probably about right in there, in 10 minutes, then we'll see. We will see. That's what we need, but whether it's gonna do it or not, don't know. You know. So we'll be back. I'll let this run and play out. All right, y'all. So we coming into the final stretch of this 1 minute. 1 minute left out of this 12-minute trade. You know, I had to pause it because the video already getting long. So I don't want that to be too long, but so far so good, man. It's the same one. I told you I just need to pull back a little bit. You know what I mean? Now, whether it's gonna come all the way back down here right now, don't know, but I know it will eventually. But I ain't gonna lie, this candle right here, dang near took me out. I thought it was news or something. It probably was, because it just shot straight up. This one shot up, then it started making its way back down. And that's the importance of doing longer trades, because you can let the trade fully play out. That's the best thing about it. 1 minute is great too. I love 1 minute because that's all I trade. But it's something about long-term trades that just, man, it's a piece behind it. I was literally just watching a YouTube video while I was just letting this trade play out. All right, now we up to $6.70. But I had while I was watching a YouTube video while this trade was playing out, I wasn't even looking at it, wasn't even thinking about it. Then I decided I look back, I said, okay, we only got a minute left, cool, let me record. But yeah, so that's that. We might be able to get one more out of here. Euro Chef. Let me see if we can get a little more out of here. But yeah, it's just a tedious process. It's definitely a tedious process. I think this one is this one already happened. So USD Chef just popped in, somebody like that. So I could tell they did good on the buy. Let me go check USD Chef. USD Chef ain't bad. Oh yeah, I'm definitely looking for a sell on that. Let me come down to my 1 minute. Definitely looking for a sell on him. Ooh, I'm gonna sell once right there, only because it's right there at the zone. Now I could shoot past it, but we'll see how I decide to do. Now again, this is only a 1 minute zone. So, I mean, it was strong before, it was strong twice, but let's see if it's strong 3 times. Now I need to go to the N15 to see if I need to find a stronger zone, because this one is actually pushing. Now, when it comes to doing these 1 minutes, again, everything has to be precise. You gotta catch it right at the zone. Because if you don't, it's gonna get ugly for you. You know what I'm saying? The market is jumpy right now, man. It's we getting close to that news hour of 7:30. It could be one at 7:15. I haven't even checked news, which is another mistake. I should have checked news. So hopefully we can last this 7 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Got him. Boom. All right. So that was good for zones. I appreciate your zones. I appreciate you showing out, you know what I mean? But that's how I would be growing my accounts, y'all. Like, I would be kind of going back and forth between these two. I would be taking my time. And again, the reason why I said I won't use OTC is just because of the manipulation aspect of it. I don't trust it. Because I know if they mess with you once, you're tempted to go in there a couple more times and they can keep playing with it. At least I know the real market's not going to do that, right? If I lose it, then I know it's just on me, or I didn't check news, or it's something I did wrong versus OTC. Now, I still do trade OTC. Don't get it twisted. You know what I'm saying? But on a small account like this, I ain't gonna trust it. But you can see this thing still coming down. Where it's coming to? What we always talk about. You know what I'm saying? So this is how I would be growing like a small account. Now again, as the account starts to grow, I would then start to scale. But right now we in single digits, no scaling. I gotta go everything small. Now again, if I'm super confident and I just feel like if I do one trade and then I feel like that first one ain't gonna go, that second one might go. Or if I have to get to a second or third, depending on the setup, I might risk the whole thing. That's just me personally, because that's just what I do. But you personally, if that's not going to help you in any way, shape, or form, if you just need this money to actually grow it or whatever, then don't do that. Like, if you can't afford to do that. But if you got to be confident, and that's just where I talk about, you know, your confirmations. Does everything line up? On this particular one, as you can see, when you look to the left, right? Of course, we had that right there, but that was based off what I saw here. what I saw right here. So if you see how strong these sales was, I told you I based my sales off the previous sale. So if it was a big sale before, then why not get another big sale over here, just like we did? That's the confidence factor I'm talking about. Now, I technically could have risked everything on that, but if the account was bigger, if you're trading with a bigger account, yeah. But right now, it's small, tedious. You got to just make it work. Now, as your account does get bigger, right now we're at 7. Let's say we get to 15, right? Then I'll start risking 5. We get to 20, I risk 10, right? We get to 30, I can risk, 15, something like that. And just kind of start playing with the halves, but not like in one swoop, like in increments of $1, $2. You know what I'm saying? Not, risk the whole 15, half of it right now. Nah, it'll be like $1 on this trade, maybe $3 here, just like that. That way you give yourself more entries. If you do the whole 15, that lose, then that's it. You know what I mean? You got to do it in increments of the account. Okay, so this one, we turned around for the buy. Oh, I see where I turned around right here. I can recognize that. They closed up here, and that's where this one is right here. Okay, that makes sense. So heavy rejection, closed here, pushing right back up. Yeah, that's obvious. So even if you would have had your zones up down here for a buy, you could have did that too. I mean, trading is very, 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 very simple. Don't overcomplicate this thing at all, man. I'm telling you, the more you do it, the better you get at it. All right. So that's pretty much the end of this video. We will be making more videos. Stay tuned, stay locked in, and I will holler at y'all. Peace.